Because we're drawing upon a time when it'll be dark and no man can work. He writes to them, tells them these because he wants them to participate to the fullest in the work of God and the work of Christ. The way they are right now, they're not fit for anything except for a long extended spell at the altar on their faces. There's so many things going wrong in there. He enumerates them in several places. Here he mentions some things that are common in the world today. They always have been, they always will, until the end comes. We sometimes as a church begin to think and make the mistake of thinking that we can make things perfect, that we can create a utopia. It's never going to happen. There are some people that can't be reached, won't be reached, will never be reached. I'm not saying there's any one particular person or sin that's without hope of being reached and being repented of. But beloved, there is a great number that's going to hell. The prophet said even now the borders of hell are being enlarged because the number becomes greater and greater and greater. But we are a chosen generation. We are a peculiar people. That word doesn't mean that we act strange. Of course, our behavior to the world is very strange. And it's becoming more and more strange as the world and the society in this country moves farther and farther away from God and the teachings of the Bible. But we are a peculiar people because we are a selected people. A chosen people who have been given things that no one else on the face of this earth has. We have His Spirit. And for particular reasons, not just so we can jump up and down, shout and sing and speak in tongues, but because so we can be different from everyone else. So we can be accomplished in what God has called us to do. Jesus told them that not many days hence you'll be endued with power from on high. That power was the Holy Ghost who came down into the earth on the day of Pentecost and changed them and filled them and moved them in a way that they'd never been moved before. We are that chosen generation. No accident that you're born now. No accident that you're living now. If I had been living 200 years ago, I would have died at age 26 or 27 with appendicitis. If you had been born 200 years ago, things would have been impossible for you for any number of reasons. But God selected you to be born now. Just as He has so many others. The Joshuas, and the Calebs, and the Esthers, and the Deborahs. Chose them to be at that time and at that age. And we are here now. At the end of the world.